I'll fly, and I'll fly into the end of the sky. So I'll be the one who doesn't have to say goodbye.
I think I have live action. It's my Pony video called Sparrow reads I'm Sorry Twilight. MLP Fanfic reading Psychological Cosmic Horror Part 3 Final. It's 52 minutes and 46 seconds long. Oh yes. Okay, part 3, the final, or I'm Sorry Twilight. Remember last time Twilight was, I don't know if it was a dream at first or was it real? And this sense, is it a trap? Is it a trap? Or has something taken over domain 6? Because that was happening last time. Last time it felt like, are we in a dream? But it felt so real. But is it real made to act like a dream? Or is it a spirit like the P word, the poker dice? Yeah. What's happened to Spike? Let's find out. Let's get this reaction started in 3, in 2, in 1, go. Warning. The following video contains content that some viewers may find disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. Reminds me of cops when you say that. Advised. A court of law. Sparrow presents. Sparrow reads I'm Sorry Twilight, Part 3. Back to piano music again.
I'm Sorry Twilight. Written by the Seven Saviors. Part 3.
Part 3, right.
Chapter 7.
Okay.
I'm so sorry for
Twilight.
everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So for everything.
It's a simplistic apology.
I know that music.
That doesn't
actually
even come close to conveying how I feel about this whole situation. Nevertheless,
I can't
I
remember.
put as much feeling into my
Can't
words
pick
as I
where
can.
I heard that music before.
It isn't hard to do given how fragile I feel at the moment. Spike had brought me back from the brink of a complete mental breakdown. But I'm far from okay.
Is that really
Still,
Spike though?
It looks like things are going to be okay now that my faithful assistant is here with me. And
Is
what's
everything
more,
technically
he seems to be
okay?
back to his old cheerful
We don't
self,
know if it's technically. Sorry, my
just
boys.
like I remember
I'm not going to put
him.
him in, but yeah, we don't know
I have
if he's
so many
technically
questions
okay.
to ask Spike, but instead of saying anything right away, I pull him into another small hug, reveling in the warmth of his scales. It takes another moment for me to realize he hasn't replied, and I pull away from him with a quizzical frown.
There's
To my
something wrong with him.
confusion, his comforting smile fades into something a little more
Something is not
melancholy,
right here. I
almost
expect.
sorrowful. I also see something else in that smile.
What
Something older. Something wiser.
is
More understanding.
Spike is wiser?
I don't like it.
No, I don't.
Spike?
Spike,
I ask tentatively.
Spikey Wikey.
What's wrong? Well, it's just...
What?
There's no need to apologize, Twilight. If
What?
anything, I'm the one that's sorry for acting so stupid all this time.
Oh?
No, Spike. I reply, taking a step towards the Drakeling.
Oh?
I was the idiot here. I never once tried to talk to you. I could have prevented
Don't
things
blame
from getting
yourself,
as bad as
Twilight,
they
though.
did, but I was
In a way.
scared. I don't know why, but that was no excuse to distance myself from you. Spike slowly shakes his head and gives me a strange, pitying look.
Roll
Not
credits, by
unlike
the way.
the one Fluttershy wore earlier.
Okay.
No, Twilight, you don't understand. I kind of found some things out. Some really, really important things. I've
Like
kept
what?
it all to myself.
Like your
I
parents?
should have told you, but, well, I was afraid of how you'd react. But not anymore.
Oh?
I'm done hiding things from you, Twilight. And
I
I've
love
already
you.
forgiven you for hiding things from me, so you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Hide
Spike.
what from you?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I ask, unable to stop a small tremor from entering my voice.
An earthquake.
What did you find out?
What did you find
Where
out?
did you go?
My
I
parents.
take another step forward.
The Dragonlands.
Where have you been?
Yeah.
The warmth and comfort from moments ago
Has he
slowly
actually left
beginning
though?
to ebb, and I can feel the fear crawling its way into my mind. Spike's sad smile only grows sadder at the onslaught of questions, and I suddenly get the feeling I've made a terrible mistake.
Where'd you go,
Spike?
Top? Where did you go?
The truth is, I never left Twilight. I never
Just-
once left the library.
What?
I've been here the whole
I ain't
time,
said that.
right under your nose,
You have?
watching you,
What?
but you never noticed me.
You're invisible.
I mutter, searching my memory for something I missed. No, you weren't here, Spike. I looked everywhere. Everywhere for you. I searched every
It's
nook
like
and
it's like that
cranny,
thing.
searched
You're
the
seen
library
but
from
not
top
heard,
to
sort
bottom,
of thing.
and I couldn't find
Like
you
he's second class or
anywhere.
something. Or Spike, he's second class.
As I say this,
Which is kind of
I feel a
true
sharp
because it
tug
amount of
through
time
my
he gets
mind,
hurt in the
like a rod trying
seasons.
desperately to reel in a fish. The sensation causes me to wince in pain, but I try to grab hold of it anyway, only to fail, and it slips away. You didn't check down there, Twilight.
Down where?
You never check down there. Down
Where?
the tug, the sensation, the thought. The memory comes again.
What
But a
memories?
jolt of inexplicable horror makes me instinctively push it away. Not down there.
I see the
Never
spot.
down there.
Twilight just staring at the camera.
Never again.
Never what
I
again?
clench my eyes shut against the creeping dread, trying to push it away. But it pushes back. And not just fear, but unbridled horror fills me again. I don't know what you're talking about, Spike.
I don't know what you're talking
I
about
find
as well,
myself
Twilight.
shouting.
I'm Spike as well.
I don't understand what you mean. Down there?
Down where?
Spike's not there anymore. My eyes fall on a room devoid of any pony else but me. But before I can fully comprehend this
What?
fact,
Where
I
does
hear a
Spike go
voice.
now?
It comes from everywhere at once. It comes
He's
from above me,
still there,
from
isn't he?
behind and right in front of me. I can hear through the walls. I can hear in my mind. But I hear it echo the loudest from
Spike
below.
is in your mind?
Down here in the basement, Twilight.
Hello?
Down here in your laboratory.
Laboratory?
That's where I found your little secret, Twilight.
Double
Your little
rainbow?
pet project. What you were hiding from me and the rest of the world.
Like he was a DNAted,
The voice is
DNA,
gurgling,
DNA.
wet, and
He's
carries the
from.
slow rattle
He's not
of
really,
some pony
really
on
a
the
dragon.
brink
He
of
was
death.
created by
And
science.
I realize with growing horror that it's his voice. It
His
was
voice?
always his voice.
Who's
You're-
controlling his voice?
You're not Spike.
No, he's not.
I whisper shakily, staring straight ahead
Wake up,
and
Spike!
seeing nothing but the vague and incomprehensible images that flash through my mind.
Flash Sentry.
You can't be Spike.
No.
Spike is... He... I'm not dead, Twi. I never was.
No. What?
The images begin to grow clear, and memories begin to surge to the surface. But I desperately try to
It's
shove them
a
back
percentage
down.
of Twilight's
It's
imagination.
a losing battle.
Yeah.
I was always here, waiting for you to come back for me, to save me. But you never did, Twilight.
Save you from what?
I feel numb My heart is pounding with the effort it takes to keep the memories at bay. But despite those efforts, some things begin to seep through the cracks.
What are we doing?
Who are you? I shout in a high, frightened
I
voice.
just said that!
What did you do with Spike? The
I
voice
killed him.
ignores my questions. It knows the truth, and it knows that I know the truth.
You know
it
the
knows
truth.
what I've been keeping hidden, locked deep down inside me.
Like
Somewhere
parents.
so deep that it wouldn't even be possible without the use of
Magic.
Mind magic. Powerful words that twist the memory and trick the senses into believing nothing's there. That's why you didn't come back from me, Twilight.
Oh my gosh,
You thought I
man!
was dead, and so you locked me
You're
and
dead?
your memory away behind wards and seals, and left me there along with it. But that's okay, Twi.
Oh?
Now the seals are breaking, and you're remembering everything you hid deep inside your broken mind. And that's
Her mind is
what really
broken.
matters. You do remember that thing you pulled into the basement, right? The monster you let out from the place you called the other side? The cat.
A demon.
I remember. Celestia helped me. I'm beginning to remember all of it.
You're going mad.
The memory of that monstrosity nearly makes me retch with fear. I can remember the excitement I felt at the historic breakthrough I'd made. All my hard work had led up to that moment.
What sort of...
Months of study.
What
too many
did you
sleepless
find?
nights to count. Grueling and frustrating trial and error. But I'd finally done it.
Done what?
I'd wanted to keep all my research secret from any prying eyes until I was done. And
What
that
did you
included
cook up,
Spike.
Twilight?
I don't even know why I thought secrecy was so important at the time. But it was. Spike could have been there. He
Yeah.
could have been with me every step of the way, helping me achieve what
Well, you didn't
I
let
and
him,
many
did you?
others thought impossible. But I didn't want him involved. And then,
Yeah.
things went wrong.
Very wrong.
wrong. I tore open a rift to the other side. Broke something fundamental in the process.
You're right.
I
Okay.
let it into my basement. Into Equestria. It was
Fibo.
much larger than what Spike had seen in his dreams. Its massive form had taken up a sizable portion of my lab. But other
Reminds
than
me
that,
of
it was exactly as he'd described it. A horrible,
Sparrow's new
mind-bending thing that defied
paid
any
reading.
and all explanation. Like Spike, my mind had also associated it with a feline. But that's not what it was.
No.
That couldn't have been what it was.
What was it then?
I didn't know at all what to make of it, but whatever it was, it didn't belong here, and
No.
I shouldn't have brought it here.
A spirit.
But I did. I couldn't
I
have
should
known.
start looking for
No
the
pony
spirits.
could have. I tampered with something that was best left alone, and Spike was the one that paid the price for it. I could only watch in
The
horror
spirit
as
is
that
here,
thing
the
dragged
spirit is
itself
here.
through the opening I'd made for it. Spike had somehow snuck into the lab at some point. He found me, tried to warn me,
Unconscious.
tried to get me to do something. But I
Well, you-
couldn't do anything.
You wouldn't listen.
I was too scared, horrified by what I'd done. And then before I
What
knew it,
have you done,
it
Twilight?
had grabbed him, changed him, twisted him into something else and pulled him in.
Into
His
the
screams were horrible.
spirit realm.
Blood curdling, agonized,
Pain.
and I just stood there. He called me then, in that gurgling, wet rattle of death.
Oh, yeah.
He called my name, and I abandoned him.
You killed
By
him.
some miracle, I found just enough mental focus to teleport out of the basement, and with the last of my sanity, I locked whatever that thing had been away with every type of magical seal I knew. And just as the voice said,
You trying
I
to
forced
seal
myself to forget
the spirit
everything.
or some sort or
But
something?
if Spike was down there, then who or what was living with me this whole time? I can remember
It's-
sealing off
I'm
the
sure it's not a
basement,
spirit well to the
but
question.
now that I'm thinking
mean,
about it,
Cancel it high.
I can't remember
The mirror.
anything that happened between sealing the basement and that conversation I had with Spike. Or the creature I thought was Spike. Everything before that talk about recurring dreams
Maybe the
is a
spirit
complete
is Spike.
blank.
But a dark
I can
spirit.
tell you what happened if you want, Twilight.
Yeah,
But
tell
I'd
me.
rather tell you face to face.
Tell us.
It took some time to weaken them all, but the wards and seals are completely gone now, so you should come and join me. It feels like forever since I've seen
It
you
sounds
with my
like
own
a
eyes, Twilight.
trap. Like
I
it
really
always
wanna see you
is
again.
a trap.
Oh, and don't worry about Applejack. She was getting kinda curious while we were talking,
You killed her.
so I kept her busy for you.
Busy. Busy. Busy.
Chapter 8. What did you do to her?
What'd you do to who? Oh, you mean Applejack?
And what it was planning to do to me, I can't help but wonder. It claims that it wants to talk, that it has answers to questions I didn't even realize needed asking, but I don't believe it for a second. Every fiber of my being tells me not to do what it says, to
What?
flee the library and never return, to keep galloping and never look back,
To Gallic
to
Crush.
abandon Applejack as a lost cause, just like I did with Spike.
Where's Applejack then?
The thought sickens me almost as much as the
Don't
fear
tell me
of
she's a
whatever
Batman
I left
pony
down
now.
in that basement. I don't
Sorry.
want to go down there again. I don't want to know whether or not what it says is true.
You have to.
I want answers, but my terror convinces me that they aren't worth facing it again. The answers aren't
Face
worth
your
it,
fears,
but
as Luna
Applejack
said.
is. And it's then that I realized my mind was already made up.
Oh.
That is, until it speaks again.
Applejack is gone, Twilight. I
What?
sent her
She's
to
dead?
run a little errand for me while we talk.
Talk.
Whatever you think I did, I definitely didn't.
Oh?
Rather than
Explain.
anger, its twisted voice sounds almost amused at my assumptions.
I'm hurt you'd even think I'd do something so horrible. I only want to help you and the other girls, Twilight. That's all I've ever wanted.
Yeah. What about
I don't reply
where is
to
she
his
though?
words. Instead, I stay right where I am, frozen and silenced by fear, distrust, and indecision. Though most of my hesitation
yeah.
was fear. Now that I remember what had
Fear.
happened down
I
in the
fear,
basement,
fear.
the memory of that day refuses to leave me. The images repeating themselves
Very
over
wise,
and
apparently.
over again in my mind.
Twilight, the seals are broken. I can
Souls?
leave the basement any time I want, but I don't need to, nor do I want to.
Oh?
Not yet. I can drag you down here.
That's
either
not
way,
sinister.
but I'd rather you come down here on your own. You
Why?
wanted answers after all, and there's something I need to show you.
What
You
you
want
want
to see this, or maybe you won't. But it's something you need to see, regardless.
It sounds spooky though when we say that.
It's right about one thing. All of the seals and wards I'd cast are gone.
Gone?
Now that I remember what to look for in terms of thaumic energy, I can no longer sense the
Energy?
workings of the spells I'd placed on the entrance to the
Magic
basement.
energy.
But it's clear that that thing really can leave the basement at any time.
Like a spirit.
One part of me wants to curl up and hide in the room at the thought,
The
and
poltergeist.
the other is screaming
Poltergeist.
to warn every pony in
Poltergeist.
Ponyville
Oh.
to escape.
Polter...
But no
I don't
part of
know.
me wants to see
Is
the
it that?
horror lurking down there in the lab. Not since I was a filly have I wanted so badly for Celestia to hold me and tell me everything would be okay. And Spike. I just want
Everything
my faithful
will be
assistant
okay.
here by my side. But he's gone. And I'm the one who failed to save him like he tried to do for me. But the memories of
But
what
is he
I'd done in
dead?
the lab, the fear of the creature I'd
That's
unleashed
the
upon
thing.
the world, the pain of losing Spike
Is
to that
the
creature,
spirit or
and the guilt
voice
of knowing
of
all
Spike
of it was my fault.
trying to manipulate
All I can do is sink to the
manipulate
floor of my
Twilight
bedroom
that
and
Spike
stare
is
at
dead,
nothing
when
as despair
technically
and
he is not
hopelessness
dead.
begin to wash over me.
Is it a
I barely
psychological
even
cosmic
notice that
horror
the
sort
voice
of thing?
has fallen silent. I don't know how long I stay that way,
No.
but eventually I feel something small and warm rest on my withers.
Spike,
Twilight, look at me.
look at me.
Through
Look at you.
clouded, watery eyes, I slowly look up and see none other than Spike looking down at me, his eyes bright with concern and compassion. The idea that the monster below is mocking me comes to mind, but complete emotional ruin washes the suspicion away, and I simply stare in his direction unblinkingly and expectantly.
Stare into the soul, maybe? I don't know.
I'm not lying when I say I want to see you again. I'm not lying when I want to help you. You
How
don't
do you
have to
have-
trust me, and I know you can't help but fear me. I know
How
you
do you-
can't help but fear.
how can you
but
help
don't
Twilight,
understand. But you're Twilight Sparkle.
You can fix anything.
He smiles at me then, the big goofy smile I'd seen Spike wear countless times in the past.
Goofy smile. Yeah.
Finding out what makes the world tick is what you live for. And I
Tick
should know.
tock.
I
Tick.
do know, Twi.
You
I
do
know
know?
so many things now. And I want to share that knowledge with you because I know you.
The meaning
more
of
than
life?
anybody would appreciate what I have to tell you. What I have to show you.
What do you have to show him?
I continue to stare at him, drinking in his words but receiving nothing from them. His smile falls, and he lets out a disappointed sigh before lowering himself so that we're at eye level.
Eye level.
Alrighty then.
Oh,
How
wait.
about this?
Okay.
Picture me in your mind, not as I am, but as I was back before all of this began. Picture the day we both came to Ponyville for the first time during the summer sun celebration.
Basically,
How we met the girls,
reliving
and how you
the
all
memories.
defeated Nightmare Moon. Remember how you felt then? Remember how it felt to finally put the pieces together and unlock the sixth element?
6 elements.
For a long moment, we continue to look
Magic!
into each other's eyes, and nothing happens as I once again let his words sink in.
Yeah.
Then slowly, reluctantly, the memories come to me, and as they rise to the surface, I latch onto them like a drowning mare, holding them as tightly as I can, trying to find some
Memories
sort
can
of
keep you
solace
together
or escape from the
sometimes.
nightmare that my reality has
It
become.
helps you to be normal.
Spike smiles a satisfied smile, the smile a proud parent might give their foals for doing something good.
There you go, just
There you
like
go.
that.
Yeah.
Now, close your eyes. Keep those memories in your mind. Keep that hope and happiness.
sure he's
in
not
your heart,
hypnotizing
and
them?
I'll take care of the rest, okay?
I sense
I
danger.
mindlessly obey,
I
all
keep
too willing
sensing.
to
I
immerse
keep
myself further
sensing
within the time
danger.
where my mistakes and Spike's fate doesn't exist. Lost in better times. I go back to the years I spent in Canterlot, years I spent as Celestia's personal protege,
Yeah, well,
years
you
I spent
were
acting as
in
an
that
occasional
school
mother
for
to
quite a
an
while,
infantile
weren't you?
dragon.
You were
Years
in
I
that
spent
school.
delving into the deepest mysteries
were
of
in that
magic
school for
and
quite a
science
while,
in all its
weren't you?
forms. Then there were the friends I made after I left Canterlot for the first time.
Yeah.
They weren't my first friends, but
No.
they were the ones I cherished the most. I see all the trials and tribulations we faced together. I see the
Like
night we
friendship.
used the elements to banish the nightmare that had taken hold of Princess Luna. I see my brother's ponytail wedding, ruined by Chrysalis and saved by true love.
Yeah.
I also think of the happier,
The kiss
more
of
peaceful
magic,
times
or
during
something.
my life in Ponyville. Whether it was spending a quiet evening reading a book with my faithful assistant close by, or enjoying a lovely afternoon picnic with the girls, I was as happy as any pony.
Oh,
could
miss it.
possibly
I
be,
miss
all
those
things
picnics.
considered.
In the show. Ah! Is that Roti?
Then, an agonized scream shatters my perfect world. The sound of it clearly feminine and horribly familiar to my ears. My eyelids snap open, and I find myself in an alien world of unfathomable nightmare.
You're in your mind, aren't you?
The walls, floor, and ceiling are all made
You're
of
in
strange
your
dark
mind,
stone,
technically. You're
rotted
in
wood,
your own
and what
mind.
I can only imagine
your own
are massive scattered
um,
globs of pulsing, sickly gray flesh. The
Discord
fetid
mind. I don't
smell
know.
of blood, bile, and some other unknown but equally vile substance fills my nostrils, and it takes every ounce of my will not to retch right then and there. Viscous black
That sounded like
liquid
Spike,
drips
though.
to the ground
Not Spike.
from
That sounded
above
like
and
Rarity.
seeps through
That's
the
quite a
many
high
cracks in the
pitched
walls.
sound effect.
It bubbles up from the stone floor, hissing and popping and emitting some kind of vapor that makes my eyes water.
Vapor?
Everywhere I look, it's the same scene. Dark, horrific, and endless. It takes no
Endless
time at all to
darkness
realize
of,
I'm in
the
what's
mind.
supposed to be my own basement. my own laboratory. And
Well,
there's no exit to be found anywhere. Another
that's a
scream
sign
catches
of
my attention and draws my horrified
That's a
gaze
sign
to the
of a
slimy,
spirit there.
scaly bulk of a beast
You
that
see it in
towers
the horror
over my
movies
comparatively
where
minuscule form.
you
Its own partially
can't
amorphous
leave the
body
room,
taking up
or
most
you
of the
open
space
up the
before
door
me.
and it's all bricked off.
The beast is
That's
a
a
mix
spirit.
of dark
That's
pink
a
gray
bloody spirit.
flesh,
You could be
pale violet
trapped
skin,
there for life
and bulbous
if you
green
don't know
eyes
what you're doing.
amidst all manner
Basically,
of
you got to
claw-tipped
kill someone,
appendages.
like a
Somewhere
baby,
in that maddening visage,
to
I
survive.
see a gaping mouth large enough to swallow several ponies whole, and filled with rows of mismatched teeth.
mismatched
Some are
teeth.
large and some small, but all are tapered to a knife edge and drip with the same black ichor that oozes from the floor, walls, and ceiling.
Blood.
But its form doesn't stay that way for long, and before my eyes, it twists and changes to something else.
A
Something
chameleon.
far more difficult to comprehend, but just as gruesome, if not more so.
Are you
Then it
transforming?
changes
Is
again
that,
a few moments later.
is that a changeling
and
or is that?
again, and once more. Each
Is that-
transformation is more twisted than the last, but the sickening screams of agony I hear from seemingly
Are you a
everywhere
boggart?
at once remain the same, and it takes me a moment to realize
that
why
boggart?
that is and why it sounds so familiar.
It's weird,
Having
isn't
seen
it?
it for myself, I now know that this eldritch horror is none other than Spike.
Oh,
Spike
really?
is what my mind now tells me when I look at it. But that's not the only thing I see.
What? Do you
The
see how?
screams don't belong to Spike.
No, it
Since
doesn't.
they don't belong to Applejack either.
No.
The other creature I see in my mind's eye when I look at the thing. The other creature whose screams savagely tear at my heartstrings.
Verity.
The other creature whose name I screamed out with renewed despair and
Verity.
hopelessness. That creature's name is Pinkamina Diane Pie.
Is it? What? Really? What? What?
Chapter 9. Welcome back, Twilight.
Welcome back, Twilight. Still doesn't sound right though.
That gurgling rattle of a voice is like thunder in my ears. It reverberates in
Thunder
my
and lightning,
bones,
very, very
shakes my
frightening.
mind, and leaves me dizzy with fear.
Sorry,
Pinky's wordless
Sweetie Belle.
screams that
Very
hold
sorry
my attention
indeed.
the most. Overwhelmed by the terror and confusion of my predicament, I can only cry out her name in the desperate hope that she can hear me.
Pinkie Pie!
Pinkie! Pinkie!
Pinkie!
I scream
need
repeatedly
you.
to no avail. My voice is
Giggle
drowned
at the
out by
ghosties.
Pinkie's own screams, and so I finally turn to focus towards the monster that had formerly been my faithful assistant for answers. Give her back. You can't have her. You can't have her.
What you done to Pinkie Pie, Spike?
Spike
Is it?
begins to say something, but my emotions are turbulent and volatile,
But
and through my
is it
fear
the spirit
and
though?
rage,
It's not. Is
I
it
don't
Spike,
hear
Spike,
it.
or is it the spirit controlling
Before
the
it
Spike?
has a chance to
Or is it
finish
Spike
speaking,
controlling the
I've
spirit?
already sent a focused beam of raw magic hurtling towards the shifting mass. Then I send another, and 3 more in quick succession, all of them impacting
Bring
its
her
grotesque
back,
form,
now!
and causing chunks of its scaly flesh to break off and spat wetly against the ground. To my horror, the
Yeah.
constantly morphing flesh is quickly and easily replaced, almost as
Flesh?
if I'd done nothing at all. And Pinkie's screams only grow more louder as a result.
Louder and louder.
A panicked thought crosses my mind, and my horn flares again, this time with a teleportation spell.
Oh,
The magic surrounding my horn
Teleport-
crackles and dies with a
teleportation
pathetic
spell.
pop, the spell not having taken me anywhere. There really is no escape.
no.
Spells don't work, Twilight. I don't blame you for trying. I know you're scared, but there's nothing you can do to affect me. Pain, injury, death, these are all
This is the mind though,
concepts,
isn't it?
mere ideas that don't apply to me. Not anymore.
Spike's words echo loudly through my entire
So,
being, and
Spike
somehow
is
I
the
know and accept
antagonist,
them to be
or the
truth.
spirit is the antagonist?
I try to ignore it, but just being in its presence It feels like I'm standing before
Presence,
something immutable.
not presence.
Some fundamental force that can't be changed or contained by mundane means like stone walls
That's
or
one
even
of Sparrow's
magic.
outtakes.
Somewhere beneath the terror, I begin to wonder why I'd bother placing wards at all.
Boards?
When you first let me down here in the lab, I did try to break free, but my mind was fractured from the merge, and knowledge hadn't yet taken hold. I
Knowledge?
abandoned my attempts to escape, and instead, I focused on the knowledge.
Where's Twilight Sparkle though?
I
She's the
learned
meaning
from
of life.
Twilight. I know so much that I can barely contain it all. Sure, I was able to handle it all for a while, and my mind can only hold so much.
Like anyone's mind.
My mind isn't enough. Our minds aren't enough.
Our minds?
We need more, Twilight. More minds.
Combined
to hold
minds
the
of the
knowledge.
ponies.
And what better minds to help us contain it all than that of the smartest mare I know?
This is a dream. This... all
know.
of this. It has to be
Pinkie,
a dream
the
or some
smartest
kind
mind.
of nightmare. My goal when I opened a rift to the
Okay,
other
she
side
could
was
have
to
the
find
smartest
the
mind,
source
but-
of all knowledge, or at the very least, a vast font of it.
But
I'd
we don't
expected
know,
to see
we
some
can't
kind
question
of
Pinkie Pie still,
unfathomably
can
grand
we?
library or some creature of immense wisdom and intellect that I could learn from. I wasn't certain of what
Learn
I'd
from
find,
Spike or
but
learn
this
from
abomination
from
was the
Pinkie
last thing I
Pie.
expected to come
Technically.
crawling through the other side. If what
The
that thing
other
says
side,
is
the
true,
spirit realm.
then in a
Wow.
grim and gruesome sort of way, I succeeded in my goal.
Go.
The old sayings, be careful what you wish for,
Yeah.
and curiosity killed the cat, both come unbidden
Or the
to
pony.
me, and I can't help but laugh aloud. Though it comes out half mad, and sounding more like a choked sob. I was an idiot. I am an idiot.
No, you're not
I
Twilight.
don't know when, how, or why Pinkie became part of this insanity, but I know I can't save her. Just like Spike. Only
But
this
was she in
time,
the story
I
before?
never even had a chance to
We
try.
didn't see.
I don't know if knowing that makes
Pinkie
it
Pie
better
was in
or
the
worse in
was
the
in the
end.
other chapters. She wasn't present, was she?
Despite what you might think or hear, Pinkie doesn't need saving, Twilight. Give her a bit more time, and she won't even want it.
Spike falls silent for a brief moment
Is Pinkie
as
Pie
another
being a-
feminine scream rips itself from his form.
Is Pinkie Pie being
As if
limited
to
by
back
as
up
well
his claim,
from
the
Spike?
scream suddenly devolves into raucous giggles that send cold and violent shivers down my spine.
Oh, that's cold.
Pinkie's mind is really something special, Twilight.
Oh,
It's nothing like yours, but at the same time, there's a strange sort of kinship I can feel between her thoughts and yours. A synergy. It's like
what
she's
is
the chaos to
what
your
is
order.
Pinkie
Like
Pie
she completes
thinking
you
then? That's
and vice
fake.
versa.
What is Pinkie Pie
Though
thinking
not in a
now?
romantic sense.
Oh,
If the two of you were born in the same womb, you would have been twins. Same in body, opposite in mind. Completely inseparable from one another in soul.
what?
It's actually kind of fascinating.
Twins?
The shock, disbelief, and confusion mix with my ever-present fright and leave me speechless. The
It's
only
leaving
thing I
me
can do
speechless
is
and
stare
confused.
wide-eyed and open-mouthed as Spike continues to change from one repulsive form to another.
What's the
I could
next
only
one?
wonder the same thing I'd wondered about Applejack earlier. What had he done to her?
Killed
What
her.
happened to Pinkie Pie?
Rarity.
She actually arrived while you were asleep in your room. Rarity had already told her about you, and she came to cheer you up. But she found me first. I tried to talk to her, but she was
Yeah?
a terrified, gibbering mess. Kinda like you were when the rift opened. Everything's fine.
Well,
though.
it seems like
She's with us, and
Something-
pretty soon she'll be
there's
part of something amazing. But
amazing.
It's taking her a lot longer to merge than it did for me.
Is it
There
too
it was
late?
again.
But is it a
Us.
psychological thing?
Hour.
There's nothing actually technically wrong with them.
It's clear
It's
Spike
just
is now
Twilight's
part of
mind
some
that's
kind
playing
of
tricks on
collective,
her.
if his words are anything to go by. A singular hive of minds in one body, sharing and expanding this knowledge. Now he has Pinkie, and I know he wants me as part of that horrific melding of minds.
What about Rarity though? What's happened to
I
Rarity?
pale at the image of it, but deep down, I know that if he wanted me, there was nothing I could do to stop him from pulling me in.
That's true.
Just like he was pulled in. Just like he pulled Pinkie in.
Was it Annie?
Pinkie, an innocent mare who wound up in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
A wave of sorrow passes through the multitude of negative emotions in my chest.
A
Then I
negative
remember what
spirit.
Applejack told me, and confusion once again takes over.
Spike is the entity, isn't
But-
he?
Applejack, she...
Applejack told you what I wanted her to tell you.
Oh?
Just like Rarity back at the boutique.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
only
yeah.
reason you didn't catch on with Applejack, as you did with Rarity, was because you were in the library. And though you probably didn't realize it, you were already
Potentially.
used to my presence here.
It was true.
Is it? I don't
Back in
know.
Kirsten
Well,
Boutique,
is anywhere safe?
Spike's presence was even more unnatural
Is
and out of
anywhere
place
safe?
than
Is
it
the
had
library
been here.
Safe, or is it
Those eyes,
holding a dark
the weight
secret?
of that presence. His presence.
My presence.
Here in the library, I was practically mired in it. I
Yeah.
had no way of noticing whether or not Applejack was being manipulated,
No, we don't.
and that thought
Man, we don't.
brought forth yet another horrifying question.
What
Was
question?
I being controlled? Had Spike
That is a
been
possibility,
manipulating me
Twilight.
this whole time?
Yes.
Was that niggling voice in the back of my mind really his? Is that why?
It's a psychological cosmic horror. I can say that now, can't I?
If it was experimentation, but I mostly did it to save you, Twilight. The wards were powerful.
Safe, Twilight.
But at the end of the day, you weren't in your right mind.
Is it already technically dead?
Suffice it to say, they failed not too long after they were made. And you
Mate?
collapsed violently.
Mate?
I couldn't bear to see you like that, Twi. Even after what you did. So, I fixed you. You see, I realized I couldn't touch the
Reminds me of like Sweetie Bot something, turned into a robot.
At first, I only used this to gain more knowledge. But pretty soon I realized I could bend other creatures to my will.
Get the doctor.
What they want. Say what I want. Do
Be what?
what I want. I put your body to rest.
Spike is controlling you now. It feels like Spike is
I turned others away from the
Sorry,
light
I think Spike is controlling Twilight and controlling Pinkie Pie.
and made them
But can Pinkie Pie break free because she can break the fourth wall?
A sick, squelching noise catches my attention, and my eyes snap towards one of the nearby globs of gray flesh on the ground.
Flesh?
As I watch, it jerks and twitches for a few seconds before expanding rapidly. It changes from an ugly gray to a royal purple, all the while shifting itself into a small, but familiar, draconic shape.
What shape?
Before I realize what's happening, I'm met with the spiny back of Spike's original diminutive form.
Oh?
He turns to face me, and I instinctively jerk back at what I see. His mouth is set in a cold, emotionless line, and his eyes are black as the void. I even used knowledge I gained
That
from
reminds me of Infrawi. It's basically it's a dead body, but a spirit is controlling the body.
It's the baby dragon that speaks, and though his tone matches that of the original Spike,
No.
there's clearly something dark and incomprehensible underneath. An eerie
It's
whisper
dark.
that doesn't-
Annie is controlling Spike.
I did all of this for you, Twilight. I did it because
You
I
did it for
wanted to-
Twilight?
Despite what I've become, I am
Why?
and always will be your #1 assistant.
Spike will do anything for you, that's
Though I
true
know the
though.
Drakeling standing before me is just an unsettling mockery of the real Spike. I focus my attention on it anyway,
Yeah,
preferring its mostly familiar form rather than the hideous thing behind it.
yeah.
With something else to draw my eyes away from the massive creature, I finally find my voice, though it's hoarse and choked with barely suppressed terror.
Terror.
If you did all of this for me... I pause, then start again,
Go on.
trying to sound more confident than I felt.
Why?
If you did this for me, then why you tell me about the recurring dreams? Why not just let me live my life with this
Is your life?
Spike? I cast a quick involuntary glance at the large mass further back, and my heart skips a beat as I see patches of pink and big bulbous cerulean eyes bubble to the surface of the creature's amorphous body.
What is it?
The eyes, glowing with an eerie luminance in the gloom of the defiled basement, roll madly in their sockets for a few moments before snapping to me with a suddenness that makes me jump.
Is it gonna be
I quickly turn my gaze back to the baby
is it gonna be
again,
Pinkie Pie
though my
then?
voice is far more unsteady. Why?
Why?
Why give me my old life back if you're just going to take it away again? I continue, doing my best.
He wanted to see you
the
suffer.
power of those monstrous blue eyes.
Maybe I'm having second thoughts or something, I don't
Why
know.
did you put me through all of that?
Sorry.
Both the monstrosity and the fake remain silent for a moment, as if to consider their answer. In the brief moment,
Spike is
of
thinking about something.
what I think is
Or the entity, I should
it
say.
comes out wrong, in much the same way as discordant notes played on a piano. The
Piano.
sounds of it and the unintelligible words she speaks makes me flinch uncomfortably.
Oh, come
The
on.
imitation of Spike finally speaks again a moment later, its face just as blank, and its eyes just as black and empty as before.
He's dead.
I wanted to give you more time, Twi. Really, I did. I
Time?
tore all of that away from you for two reasons.
Time?
And necessity. As I told you, the
Bare
knowledge
necessities.
always growing. I can't stop it. We can't stop it. It consumes us, and so we have to add more to
It
the
consumes you,
fiber of mind.
and we can stop
There are
it.
trillions of us, Twilight. Trillions of minds from every corner of time and space, all coming
Time and
together with
space?
one purpose, to gain more knowledge.
Well, who are you, the Doctor?
What I did to Pinkie,
Is this time travel theories?
to you, and eventually the rest of Equestria and beyond. It's all just a means of an end that has no real end. I realized around the time I created...
Well, think about space
the original
as
Spike,
such.
that the
It
time to
is...
add to the
Space
world
is endless.
I wanted you to share in our purpose, Twilight.
Purpose?
I know, there's no other being on this planet more worthy or more fitting than you.
Then you.
But I also knew that your mind then was still
But Twilight is the meaning of life.
creature as I am.
She's age 42, isn't she?
And you would have realized there was something off, whether I rebuilt your memory
Or maybe she's a hitchhike to the galaxy.
any more tampering I did with your memory.
Sorry, that's where the reference come from.
Still, I needed your mind open and malleable. So I used fear and paranoia to break you down. For
Paranoia?
these reasons that I whispered in that facsimile's mind and let things unfold on their own. For the most part.
That's what spirits do. They try to increase fear on itself, or fear onto the other person. It attaches to you.
This creature was gathering knowledge for knowledge's sake. There were many ponies who
Ah,
told me about
dear!
it, and they wouldn't be far off the mark.
Mark?
Unlike
I am
the
Mark.
mass of minds, I'd always wanted to see what I learned to help others. What would be the point in joining with something whose only goal was to learn and nothing else? It would be a hollow existence.
That's a computer.
Come on, Twilight, don't be like that. It's
Oh?
not so bad.
Who's that speaking?
Is
that Pinkie Pie?
On the spot, and my blood turns to ice. The words come from the fake Spike, but they aren't his words.
No, it's not.
Email, high-pitched, rambunctious, excessively happy, and horribly out of place.
Hello,
Like
Pinkie.
I'd heard only a few moments ago, it also carries that same unsettling undertone as the fake Spike, that eerie discordant whisper that couldn't be placed. Pinkie? The doppelganger smiles
Pinkie?
a wide smile.
Hello.
Too wide for its face, then melts back into a pile of quivering flesh.
This is so Doctor Who, isn't it?
Instant,
This is so Doctor Who.
shoots into the air
It's not the first time I've done this.
and explodes outward with a loud, wet pop.
Pop!
taking on the shape of a pink earth pony mare in the process. Pinkie Pie. She
Hello,
stands
Pinkie
right there
Pie.
in front of me, bouncy and full of that boundless exuberance the rest
Energy.
of my friends and I, and all of Ponyville, had come to know and love. But it isn't Pinkie. Not really. The bottomless black orbs of the previous facade are gone, replaced by the bright cerulean
Okay.
of the original Pinkie's eyes. But there's a different kind of emptiness there. A hollowness I can see despite the apparent cheer in this Pinkie.
Is it
tone
Pink?
and
I don't know, is Pinkie Pie technically there still?
Twilight, it's me, Pinkie. I finally got the talking thing down again. So, here I am.
That echo doesn't sound right though, doesn't seem right.
I mutter almost involuntarily.
Pinkie!
I feel
Save me!
come to my eyes at the sight of her smiling face.
Smile!
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean... I didn't...
Mean to
If
hurt
I'd known you
you.
were coming, I would've...
That's what she said.
Pinkie waves my words away with an enthusiastic shake of her head. Don't sweat it, Twilight.
Don't sweat.
There wasn't anything you could have done to stop me.
No?
My Pinkie sense told me there was a doozy of a situation in the library, so I came running like a mad pony. Sure, the library...
But I was gonna say Pinkie Sense!
And sure, every bone in my body was telling me not to go in there. But you needed help, and there was no way I was leaving a friend...
Pinkie Pie broke the fourth wall to save Twilight! Didn't she?
Pinkie, you... Look what happened to you.
What happened to
I
you?
cry, ignoring the tears now spilling down my face. This only happened because I didn't come to you girls sooner. If I'd let you all know what was going on earlier, then maybe...
You kept your emotions inside.
I
Or
just
your...
laugh, and Pinkie smiles that same
You didn't...
savage smile that
You didn't
Twilight
say...
had.
You didn't actually explain what was going on to your friends.
Like I said, there was nothing you could have done, Twilight.
No?
There's nothing you need to do.
Oh?
Nothing that involves saving me anyway, or even grieving for me and Spike. Yeah, it was scary. Yes, I was so terrified that I went crazy for a bit. But things
Crazy for a
ended
bit?
this way.
You've
I-
always been crazy, Pinkie Pie.
She moves towards me. It's a slow, deliberate movement, very much unlike how the Pinkie I know would move.
Yeah.
As she gets closer, I can almost sense her intent, but I can't bring myself to move.
That's
The
what she
emotions
said.
Still tumbling about in a mad whirlwind, paralyze me where I stand.
Is Pinkie Pie gonna save Twilight now?
Maybe it's the thing behind Pinkie, that monstrosity, watching and waiting in the background. I can't tell for sure.
Don't say it was Pinkie Pie all along.
Pinkie's already reached me by the time I refocus my thoughts on her. She gently places a hoof under my chin and speaks again.
I got
Her
you.
tone still bright and reassuring. Only now,
It will be okay, Twilight.
but spikes. And hey, who
Hey.
said you can't use the knowledge to help ponies? I used it to help you, didn't I?
Oh, who said that?
I can't speak. My mouth flaps open, but
That sounds like Sparrow is saving the narrator.
Assaults my ears and mind with an almost painful force.
Hmm?
You need to just feel it for yourself, Twi. Feel
That
it
is
for yourself.
Spike.
Understand it the way we do, and you will hear.
Here.
Show you.
That's a bad idea, isn't it? Show you?
Behind the fake Pinkie, I see the massive beast twitch. Then another movement catches my eye. But before I can comprehend what it is,
Hello, Annie.
into and
Oh!
my chest with the force of a cannonball and the sharpness of a blade.
You killed the entity?
Is immediate and crippling. A scream rips itself from my throat, but it's quickly cut off as
Basically, Twilight is Apple Bloom. Apple Bloom is saving Twilight, and Twilight is Twilight is Apple Bloom killing the monster. The monster is Annie, but not Annie.
And a moment later, I'm enveloped in a paradoxical mix of warm and cold, soft and hard, wet and dry, and other conflicting sensations. Above them all, always above them all,
What?
is the agony. It pierces my brain,
pain.
tears through my body, and clouds my vision until all I can see are flashes of black and red.
Oh,
Nothing is right anymore.
nothing was ever right.
I know it ceases to exist, and in its place is hurt like I've never experienced before. Time
Pain.
loses meaning. There is no space.
Or time.
Concepts. Safe.
There's no such thing as time, though, apparently.
I'm changing. As
Changing?
the agony begins to ebb, understanding begins to set in. And I know this is a fundamental truth.
Truth?
I'm changing. And not only that,
What are you changing into?
voices in the darkness whisper to me. But this is nothing like what I'd heard in my sleep.
No?
These voices are comforting, encouraging, welcoming, wise. The voices grow until they number in...
It's your friends! You're in a coma, aren't you?
But I can hear them...
Are you in a coma, Twilight, now?
Every individual voice. They tell me things. Some of it is simple.
It's sure it's not Dr. Markentum!
Is trivial, nonsensical, and pointless. Some of it is fascinating and...
Did you just kill Dr. Markentum?
Knowledge that I could
Tongue.
have never obtained on my own, living in the place that I did. The time that I did. The world that I did.
You created
Take
it?
it all in.
You?
Drink it in eagerly.
Was it
Absorb it into
Twilight's
my
fault,
mind
or was it
and
No
mind.
Pony's fault?
But one question remains.
What's
The
that?
answer lost amidst the rapid influx of information.
What?
Who am I? Two voices right
You're the
now
meaning of life!
seeming to separate themselves from the rest and speak to me.
Yeah?
They're warm and caring and familiar, and remind me of a place I feel like I've abandoned.
Home.
They tell me the answer, and in doing so, I feel myself lift up, rising along with them to the surface.
Are
I
you
know
dead?
who I am. I know what I am, and I know what I have to do.
Save yourself.
Among
Maybe?
trillions of voices and faces, I regain a sense of self, and for the first time in what feels like an eternity, my eyes open.
What are you into?
I am Twilight Sparkle.
Yes, you are.
The name is only one of countless others, but I know that it's my name.
Your
The
name.
voices around me distance themselves.
You're not a vampire.
Complaint,
Okay?
the newfound sense of
You're not Twilight, as in the other Twilight. You're a pony.
The knowledge itself flows in from every direction endlessly. And
Yeah.
You continue to take it all in, reaching out far beyond the walls of the basement to taste the minds of Ponyville.
Oh, Ponyville.
With every mind I touch, I can feel their vague sense of unease, their apprehension. They know that something isn't right.
No.
I root around in their brains, searching their thoughts, and the only clue any of them have is a tiny niggling voice in the back of their minds, easily ignored.
Oh, dear.
Forgotten.
Spike's dead.
I let out a rattling sigh of contentment as I rolled my senses in. Spike and Pinkie had been right all along. I
Huh?
have my purpose, but my
In
purpose
life.
is not all that I am.
No.
I can use the knowledge to change the faces of Equestria, to change the face of the entire world, and many
Time.
more. And that's exactly what I intend to do.
Change the
Thankfully,
world.
I don't have to do it alone.
No. You got friends.
Like Pinkie, Spike, and even others not even native to this dimension that are willing to help. And I can do it all at my leisure.
Leisure.
No need to rush for the moment.
No, don't rush.
Once Applejack comes with the others, I'll have even more friends to help me.
Friends.
Until then,
Oh.
I'm content to wait down here in my lab.
Spike's in the lab. The end. Okay, from various sources, this is technically, signed up by it as he wishes across the screen, it's a Grimdark. Oh dear. Twilight is technically dead. Oh dear, there he goes again. And it felt like that she was drawn into the mind of the spirit. Or is it in her own mind? Is it Spike's mind?
Basically, a manipulative mass.
Of magic.
Not magic, but a mixture of things. Knowledge, pretty much. That's what quote-unquote Spike called it. The monstrosity. But I can explain a little bit where you are confused. Basically, Twilight became part of a mass of knowledge that Spike was talking about. Like, well, quote-unquote Spike. That's how it's put in the story, because basically Spike has now become this like morphing monster that got left behind in her lab. This is why it reminds me of Silent Hill. Spike, she basically tries to forget that Spike is down there in the basement dead with this monstrosity that she tried to seal away, and eventually has to come to realization that, the seals ain't gonna hold forever. It reminds me so much of Silent Hill. And the monstrosity, that's why I put Cosmic Horde, because it reminds me of H.P. Lovecraft. And he's very famous for a lot of cosmic creatures like Cthulhu and all them. The Twilight has basically died and has become part of this mess of nothing but knowledge. I can't even explain what it is. It's just this presence, this ever-growing mass that the more it kills, the stronger it gets. And with Twilight's mind, well, we know how smart she is.
That reminds me of Harry Potter in the Ministry.
That's why the creature wanted her so bad, because it knew it from Spike's thoughts. It knew that she was smart.
It reminds me of
knowledge, pretty much.
It reminds me of Harry Potter with the Ministry of Magic.
I wouldn't know what part you're talking about.
Well,
which movie are we talking here?
Ministry of Magic. That will be.
Well, I remember very little about that one. I just remember the end battle with all the blue light. My God. All the prophecies. But that's basically the end. Twilight becomes this part of this mass of knowledge, and Ponyville's fucked. There is a room in the Department of Mysteries, interrupted Dumbledore, that is kept locked at all times. It contains a force that is at once more powerful more terrible than death, than human intelligence, than forces of nature. It is also perhaps the most mysterious of the many subjects of study that reside there. It is the power held within that room that you possess in such quantities, and which Voldemort has not at all. That sounds very overpowered.
Yeah. Well, it's simple. It's basically love. That's the only thing.
Except in this case, it's not.
Yeah.
In this case, it's not love. It's a monstrosity that is going to ensue all of Equestria eventually.
Minds.
Really? That's in my name, you asshole. Am I the meaning of life?
Seriously?
Sorry, Bloom. Really am sorry. And it's a pretty messed up mind. It's basically a psychological cosmic grimdark horror. It kind of reminds me of that song. I'm so sorry, so sorry, so sorry.
Seriously?
Sorry, Bloom. Really am sorry. Overall, is a pretty messed up story. Twilight has got the knowledge, but she's technically now dead.
I've got the power. Sorry. I'm sorry, it fit. It fit. It fit perfect. I have a balloon punish me, please.
Bloom, come into play, please.
Or Sweetbell.
Seriously?
But I'm also expecting. I'm not sure if Twilight can lead a happy life in the other side, the afterlife. She's got knowledge, but doesn't mean she's happy. That's the question.
When she has her friends.
She's got her friends, but
not all of them. She doesn't have Upchuck yet.
Yeah, or Spike. It's Spike. It's Spike. It's Spike.
She has all of them except Rarity, and I think except Pinkie Pie. I don't know if Rarity was engulfed by the thing. I really don't know. I don't know if this story specifies that or not. If I'm not mistaken, it does. I'm not sure, actually.
But I do really hope that Twilight is technically happy, but I can't technically guarantee that. Well, hopefully you like this reaction and more reaction videos I'll do, and I'll see you next time. Oh, yes.
And I'll fly